And now we know that static friction is always greater than kinetic friction. So here, when kinetic friction will start, then this graph will be little bit going towards this direction or in downward direction. Downward direction means that the value of applied force is increased, but the frictional force is kinetic frictional force, so its value is decreased. It is present, but its value is less as compared to static friction. And when it will slide and come towards this region, then the value of static friction will attain its constant value. Sorry, kinetic friction will attain its constant value. So this region is called kinetic region. This region is known as kinetic region. So hopefully you will understand this graph, and we can see that how the static and kinetic friction are correlated with each other. So this region is actually called the kinetic friction region, and this region is called static friction region, and this region is called static friction at its maximum point. From book you can also see that this is applied force, this is the kinetic region, this is static region, and this is frictional force, and frictional force is at its peak values, and it is static friction when it is its peak value, it is Fx maximum, and this point is Fx maximum. And then kinetic friction will appear, its value is less, and then it will be constant. Why constant? Because the block is now moving with constant velocity, right? Now we should discuss the advantages of friction in our daily life. You are walking, right? You are capable of walking. During walking, there is a frictional force between your ground and your feet. So if there is a frictional force between your ground and your feet, there is a grip between these two surfaces, and you're according to Newton's third law of motion, you're pushing ground in backward direction, and ground is pushing you in forward direction. But due to friction, you are not slipping, or you don't feel any slippery effect on the ground. But it depends also on the surface of ground, what kind of ground is this. If it is rough like this, or sandy, then you will feel more grip, and the value of friction is greater. If it is just like a smooth or glass or concrete or like tiles, then you will feel obviously less friction. So our ability to walk depends on the friction between the soles of our shoes and the ground. Friction hold the screw and the nails in the wood. The lightning of the matchstick is another example. These are common life examples, and these are really interesting examples. You can also add certain examples. For example, if you like cricket, you can see that if a ball is hit by the bat, then if a batsman will hit a ball in forward direction, after some time the ball will follow this track, and when it will hit the ground, it will slide and it will stop. This is due to friction, because it will experience the frictional force between the ball and air molecules, and ball and ground also. So you can mention any daily life example. It's not restriction that just mention these examples. If you forget any one example from your book, you can also mention any example of your own interest. It's not a restriction. There are some disadvantage of friction. As I already told you, that if the ground is slippery, then you will feel more friction as compared to this rough surface. So let us see what's that disadvantage of friction. Friction can sometimes be hindrance. For example, it slows down moving object and cause heating of moving parts in the machinery. Energy is wasted and produce wear and tear in certain machineries. Yes,